All right, class. Welcome to week 13. Let me get to our content screen. So we are almost through the semester. We're up to week 13, and we're going to continue our discussion about wrongful incarceration by looking at the film The Central Park Five by Ken Burns. This is a story about how 5 minority teenagers were wrongfully accused of the rape of an attack on a Caucasian woman. It has a lot to do with social class, a lot to do with racial profiling, and in general crime in New York City in the late 80s. We also touch on some political aspects. We look at how the case was handled, what was wrong, what was ethical. And it's a very interesting case. And unfortunately, these young men ended up spending a lot of their youth and young adulthood in jail on a case that they did not do. So, for readings, this is the Central Park 5 website about the film that was produced through PBS. You do not have to read every single page on the website. Just skim through it, get some background information. The About the Film talks about the production and the case, as well as about the Central Park 5, introduces you to the 5 young men who were wrongfully accused. Unfortunately, I could not find a free link to it. It is free if you are an Amazon Prime member, or you can rent it for $3.99. It's also available for $2.99 through YouTube. But if you have the access to the film otherwise, definitely take advantage of that. So New York Daily News also has a timeline and several videos that'll help you understand the case. We have something that these two are after the case, after they've been exonerated. And this is a letter from one of them dealing with the issue that Donald Trump, prior to his election, basically denied that they should have been exonerated. He kind of went with the idea that they admitted to the crime, so they're still guilty. So that's an interesting point. So that is our reading and our film for this week. Let me go over to the discussion board. So a lot of the problems that the young men faced was the media were absolutely vicious, as you'll see in the film. So there's a lot of headlines and coverage of the Central Park jogger case, and it had a huge impact on the public's opinion about the teenage boys. So with this, I'd like you to do some additional research. So find 3 headlines used in the media during the trial and how they depicted the case. You can do a Google image search, Central Park jogger headlines. You may come up with some. There are also some shown in the film, and you can do some research and find a few of them. So you may use the headlines that were directed at the jogger or the boys themselves. They definitely pose 2 different meanings, 2 different representations. Write a 200 to 300 word initial post, MLA please, and respond to at least 2 other classmates. So as you pull up these headlines and these newspaper articles, what was the purpose of the word choice? How are they trying to depict the person this article was about? How were they described, that person, and who was it directed at? And could those same headlines be used in today's media? Do we depict people as they did back then? So would this case be covered in the same way, do you feel, in our age of Twitter, outside of print media? Might be even an interesting concept to look at. So you've got the film, you've got quite a bit of reading this week, but they're fairly short, kind of multimedia pieces like the website and the New York Times, the New York Daily News piece, which gives you a lot of background information to kind of analyze, and then you've got the discussion board. So that's it for this week. I will talk to you next week. If you have any questions about the project, just email me. Good luck and have a great week.